Okay, so fire going here, and I am going to alchemize some shit. So I've been considering a situation that I had earlier today. I am in a manifestation group where we create together, and we create together on a regular basis. And one of the things that we use to our advantage is fire. And so I'm here with this fire, and it is a sacred fire to gain momentum, to clear blocks and energize and completely receive of the energetic expression of the cleansing elements of fire and to release. So I'm a part of this group, and this group is a manifestation group. It's a spiritual community, and I'm the only male in the group. I'm the only person with black skin and dark hair, and a lot of the spaces are like that. There's not very many people who are male or male-centric. There's a lot of feminine energy, and so I have to carry a lot of male energy, and I am the vision of what it's like to be a male in this group. And there's other males in the group, but there's very few. So we find ourselves mostly surrounded by lots of female individuals, female-centric, feminine, divine feminine energy expressions. So, being the divine masculine that I am, I walk into this experience with my head held high and my heart open, and I want to learn. And so this particular day, today, I had an experience where I realized that I felt like an outsider, because I think differently. Not only am I male in a more of a female-centered experience, but I think differently than most everybody. And so whenever I say something, oftentimes people don't understand what I'm saying. They don't get what I'm saying. They think I mean something else. And so I have to witness that, and that really, actually, I don't think I should have to re-explain or re-say or re-communicate or go deeper with communication all the time. Sometimes I think I should, and other times I don't. So whenever I run into a situation like I did today where I didn't think I should have to, it bothers me. It makes me, I feel anger and disrespect, and I feel misunderstood. I feel left out. I feel like I must re-explain myself, and then it gets perceived as defense, and I really hate that. People, say you're being defensive. Oh man, I hate that when I want to just destroy that statement. I hate that statement. And so using fire to transmute this hate, to take this energy and reorganize the molecules that are in my body, that are in my spirit, my expression, that are linked to having a concern with people not agreeing with me. There's just an energy that's there with that. And so what I've had experiences with in this group, because this is a widespread group, there's many different ways that this can manifest for a person to be able to interact with this group. And so for the most part, I have had experiences where I didn't have people who disagreed with me. It was very easy. There was a flow for the most part, most people. And so I was in two of these groups at one time where people disagreed with me most of the time, or they didn't understand what I was saying most of the time, or I felt like they disagreed with me, or I felt like I had to re-explain and say things over again. I mean, people have actually asked me, I don't understand what you mean, can you say that again? Or can you explain that in a different way? Like a lot. And these other groups that I've been in, I didn't have that experience. So what I realized today is that I had bought myself that spiritual experience through being the person that I am, the alchemist that I've always been, the soul that I am, the spiritual energy, the expression of who I am. I had bought myself that positive, you call it positive karma. And now I used up all my positive karma in that way. So now I'm needing to move through these experiences of being the one who thinks that he's misunderstood, or the one who is actually misunderstood. I have to have that experience in order to move through whatever it is I need to move through. And so this is an expressive experience. It's a rewarding experience. I honor it. And I mean, this is good. This is what religion is for. This is what it's about. And so the experience is very strong. It's very powerful. And it's a high quality experience, I think. And so as I go through it, I experience the knowing that there's something for me to receive medicine from. But I don't want to always receive certain kinds of medicine, things that don't feel good. I don't want to deal with that. And I know a lot of you don't want to deal with that. You don't always want to speak up and say the things that you don't like, such a way that it's detrimental to your soul or to your life, but you do want to do it in such a way that you would learn something. So you don't want to complain necessarily, but you also don't want to feel yucky. And the only way to not feel these negative experiences is to release it. And the best way that we know how to release it is through the body. And so that's through speaking, dancing, different things like that, yoga, body movement of all kinds, Tai Chi. There are many ways to experience this release of this energy. And so let's go back in time. Basically, I was in 2 groups, and both of those groups I had to re-explain myself more than I think I should have. And so I left one of the other groups. But the one that I stayed in, I stayed because of reasons that I'm not even 100% sure of. But I know that there's benefit, and there's connection, and there's love, and there's security. And the other group I left, I just let it go. I released it because I couldn't handle having 2 experiences like that. And also, just with my own experience that I talked about earlier, my belief is very strong that I shouldn't even be in that experience. Like, that shouldn't even be the way that it's going. People should understand me. I should understand other people. But I also recognize that there's not that much learning involved in everybody understanding each other and everybody agreeing. There's a very high amount, very strong possibility that there will be learning if you are in an experience where people don't necessarily agree with you. So those other experiences, those first parts of this journey that I was on, more, old, I guess I would say, original experiences that I had, I really, like I said, felt like I was understood. I felt like I was valued, and I felt like I was more trusted than now. And it was just a spirit group. It was a soul group that I was with. It was one of my soul groups more often. And so now I'm not interacting so much with my primary soul groups. Now I'm interacting with other soul groups. And so these other soul groups are where this different kind of learning shows up. So I've got a new opportunity to learn in a deeper way than what has been normal, than what has been comfortable, than what has been called in, and what I have desired. I have desired to have more flow, more quality experiences that don't involve re-explaining, rather than involve just people knowing me and knowing what I'm sharing enough, knowing what I want to create enough that they don't need me to explain, even if I made a mistake or in my statements or something like that. I said something that wasn't even true, maybe. I still experienced this different quality, and so this quality is a different quality with this group that I stayed with, even though it doesn't have that flow, that ease and grace. So I'm learning differently, and this is what the experience is about. It's what it's for, is to have different experiences. So I am using this fire to transmute this experience, to release any concern with not being understood, to release any concern or thinking that there's something wrong with people who don't understand what I said and I have to explain it again to make sure that I'm being heard. I'm burning that, and I'm using the fire to assist me in this burning so that I can completely transmute and live a balanced life. So this is about, again, the divine masculine experience. This is about learning, being stable, being honest, knowing who I am, operating without fear, without allowing fear to get in my way, without allowing fear to damage my experience, instead using fear or a worry or any other emotion that I don't call in. I would never call in fear. I would never call in concern or worry. And I feel really happy with what's going on in the group. So it was a very strange experience to have that happen, but it just told me to keep going. You know, I recognized the necessity. I felt the beauty and the respect. And so I'm burning through feeling like there's something wrong with people not understanding me, so that I can allow that to happen and I can feel the love that is present in every moment, regardless of how people respond to me, regardless of what people say. It doesn't matter. It totally doesn't matter. So I'm going to continue to stick with this group and complete our goals and continue to experience my elevated creation of being a human being, you know, a soul on this planet Earth, because this is magical. So burn free, burning the alchemization and replacing with those connected experiences, those connected and joyful expressions. You know, knowing myself as one, knowing myself as whole, because I am not only divine masculine, I am also divine feminine, and I know this, fully aware of this. And so I allow the intimacy and the vulnerability, and I feel connected to myself, and I don't need to have the outside be connected to me. If it is, that's wonderful, but I do not need it. It feels great when it is, but sometimes it's not going to be, and that's fine. So I am at balance through this alchemization, through this fire experience. I am at balance.